Hi, I'm Melissa Matarazzo, a leader coach with Studer Education. In this next presentation, you'll hear from the Chippewa Falls Area Unified School District, which is located in Northwest Wisconsin and which serves over 5,000 students. Sarah Radcliffe, the Director of Educational Technology, will take you through a multi-year focus, taking a linear approach to improvement. And in this presentation, we'll focus on the integration of future-ready skills for all students across grade levels and across grade spans. Please enjoy.
Redefining Ready is a national set of research-based indicators that help us determine whether or not our students are likely to be successful in post-secondary education and careers. So we use these indicators to help tell our story and to prepare our students for what is next for them. You might think about preparing students for the future and think about high school graduation as the future that awaits them. But if we really dig into that, students are in our halls for about 13 years, kindergarten through 12th grade. The average lifespan in the United States is about 78 years. So it's really only 16% of their life that they spend in school. And that equates to 60 years of living beyond their K-12 education experience. So I like to think about preparing students for their future by thinking about preparing for a race. So an Olympic runner doesn't show up one day to the Olympics and decide to run a race. They train and they get coaching and they gain experience in running and running faster and making progress and meeting goals before they even show up to the race. So in the Chippewa Falls School District, we now think about high school graduation as the starting line for students instead of the finish line. And we think about the experiences and opportunities in academics and extracurricular activities and volunteer experience and character building that we do with them in school to be preparation for meeting their needs to get to the starting line of their life. I want to tell you about a student named Ivy, and she thought she wanted to be a nurse. She joined our Health Academy and CNA program. When she was learning to be a CNA, she had some hands-on labs where she had to work with elderly patients, and one of the times that she was caring for a patient, she had to wash that patient's feet. And she realized that she didn't like touching people that she didn't know. And so she realized that being a CNA and working in the healthcare field was definitely not for her. So she explored some options, found her passion was in teaching, and has decided to become a teacher. So Ivy's experience was in learning what she didn't want to do. I'm going to take you through a timeline of how we have built our Redefining Ready standards. In 2016, we had a stakeholder ad hoc committee, and we worked on creating a work plan. And then we rolled out training in academic and career planning and the Redefining Ready indicators. So that was where we began. In 2017, we began gathering data for what we call our Cardinal Dozen. We also continued professional development and worked with external organizations in our community to begin teaching them about what this data means. The Cardinal Dozen is a set of standards that are related to the Redefining Ready indicators, and they helped us create our first scorecard. I want to tell you about Edward first, and Edward is a student who was a very nervous student, very shy, very quiet. He liked having coffee in the morning, but he was too afraid to order coffee because he didn't like talking to people. He ended up doing a youth apprenticeship in our IT department, and it helped him to gain confidence in doing a lot of things, talking to people, and then he started coming into school every day with a coffee that he stopped and picked up himself. So he learned some of those soft skills through his YA internship. This is what our Cardinal Dozen looked like, and these are college and career readiness indicators. This is the first scorecard that we had, and it looks at our programs. So the percent of students taking an AP exam and earning a 3 or higher, for instance. So we could see that we started at 70%, we increased to 73.7, 74.6, and we were making good progress in having more students meet that indicator for college readiness. But we knew that that wasn't going to be enough because we weren't able to tell which students were college ready and which students were career ready, or what percent of our students were college and career ready. So we started to dig in deeper. We were a little bit afraid of what we would find, but we went with the quote that we didn't know what we didn't know. And now that we do know, we can commit to improvement. I'll tell you a story about Brianne. She did such a wonderful job in her youth apprenticeship that the business created a press release and a video about her with her success marketing for their company. So she was actually on the news for her contribution to a well-established company in our community. Our Cardinal Dozen had some limitations. We could talk about program improvements, so we knew about the what, when, and how, but we didn't know about the who. So we started developing a way to determine who was college and career ready. This is the scorecard that we created from that work. So now our indicators were tied directly to the research-based indicators and were pure, and we were able to tell at the end of a school year what percent of our graduates were college ready and what percent were career ready. In 2018, our district joined the Wisconsin Redefining Ready statewide cohort. We were on all of the committees, but my work was on the data committee. And what I started doing was ensuring that our indicators were pure. And we started a data gathering process for those improvements. And I also want to talk about James. James is a student in special education who was interested in construction, and he started out in residential construction and then also did job shadow in commercial construction. He interviewed for a youth apprenticeship, and he told a local construction company, "I just want to work hard all day long." And that was totally true for James. He has been very successful in his working with construction companies and in the construction industry, and has found something that he can be good at and be successful with. It was such a relief to his parents because they weren't sure how he would do in careers because he had struggled academically through school with his learning disability. So that is an awesome success story as well. One of the career readiness indicators is getting college and high school credit at the same time through a career pathway course that's transcripted credit. So this just shows a timeline of how we increased our offerings and our students' success with transcripted credit. And then our 2020 graduates, our 2019 and our 2020 graduates, between 70 and 80% of graduates had earned college credit while still in high school before graduation. So that was a big success that we have also achieved. In 2019, we started using our Redefining Ready scorecard for school board reports, and we focused on scorecard goals that were related to Redefining Ready indicators. So our athletic director focused on co-curriculars, our curriculum department focused on math, GPA, and AP courses, our CTE coordinator focused on YAs, youth apprenticeships, dual credit opportunities, and added an internship component. We also added a high school ACT prep course. We've done Aspire ACT benchmarking assessments now and worked on supportive programming to help students continue to be successful. In 2020, we're working on having student presentation and parent presentation about ACP. We're tying the indicators to program options so that students know what classes and opportunities they're signing up for will help them in their future success. And we're also working on some simple student goal setting. So if they're not considered college ready based on the indicators or career ready, what could they do to become college or career ready? I also want to tell you about Kiara. She knew that she wanted to join the Marines, but she took our CNA program as well. And she has later reported that as she's joined the Marines, having her CNA certificate already has given her opportunities to be involved in special aspects of the armed forces that she didn't even know would be available to her because of that opportunity she took part in high school. So thank you very much for listening. Here's my contact information if you have any questions about getting started with Redefining Ready. I love talking about this, so please reach out and give me a call.